We're going to start things off with what's cooking in today's Daily Dish. If you're a gardener, you know it's pepper season, and Chef Matt Dean Pettit has a recipe to put them to good use. Check this out. Philly cheesesteak stuffed peppers. Here's what you're going to need to follow along. Sweet bell peppers, some canola oil, a white onion, a green pepper, top sirloin steak, provolone cheese, and yes, I'm about to say it, Cheese Whiz. Cheese Whiz. Matt, that sounds yummy, but Cheese Whiz, huh?
Listen, food should be fun. I like to take, as you know, every time and every week we do this together, I'll take a classic recipe. You know, there might be some fun techniques on there, but I believe food should be fun. This is something that you can get the kids together and all cook around. And again, you said it's seasonal, it's healthy, and Cheese Whiz, let's have a little creativity. Let's go in with this with an open mind, and I'm going to make an amazing dish for you here today.
I believe you, and my kids are 100% on board. Take it away.
It is summertime. It's the middle of summer. We've got beautiful peppers. Now, Trace, I've got to ask you a question before we jump into this now. What is the difference between, say, a green pepper and a orange pepper, yellow pepper, red pepper?
I was going to say the difference between a green pepper and all the rest is that the green peppers are awful. However, I will change that to the sweet peppers are the red and the orange, and the green is a little bit more bitter. I don't like them.
So one, I love green peppers. They're actually my favorite. I could eat them like an apple, but you're right. So these are the exact same species, exact same pepper, except these have ripened a little more to give our coloring from orange, red, and yellow. These are just a less ripe pepper. That's fun to say. So let's jump into it. So this is our bell pepper Philly cheesesteaks. So let's just cut into one here. I'm glad this is a Friday because my tongue is just not working properly here, Trace. Right?
It's all good. It's all good.
Tracy, I know. Thank you. So as we're following along, we just want to take and remove our seeds. So we're going to split these in half. As you can see, Trace, we want to give ourselves just two nice big pieces. So we're cutting them in half. We're going to use these. I know you're healthy. I'm trying to get healthy. I'm trying to look good here. It's our summer beach bods. So we're removing our carbs, okay? So we've got all of our peppers now ready to go. So we've got our provolone cheese, our onions, and if you're in Philly by chance, have you ever been to Philadelphia, Trace?
I have been to Philadelphia, and I love Philadelphia, Matt.
Me too. So there's two places that do it best as a Philly cheesesteak. There's Gino and Pat's. They've been around since the 30s. I think there's a bit of a rivalry between who did what first. So Trace, we're going to make our own. This is Matt and Tracy's. We can have our own rival and do this together. This is our Philly cheesesteaks, sort of healthy version. So I'm going to pop in our half of our peppers. Those are going into our oven now. So we're going to pop that in there. As you can see here, I've got our canola oil in the pan. I've got our onions in the pan, and I've got those green peppers that you don't like. If we cook them down, they're going to lose some of that bitterness, which is nice. So we just want to saute those. Next in the pool, Trace, is our sliced beef. So again, guys, if you're doing this at home, I've got a sirloin. I always recommend putting it in the freezer for a little bit so you can trim it nice and thin, okay? Trace, so all of our beef is going in, which is fantastic. And we want to add our provolone cheese. Provolone goes on top. We want that to melt. Tracy, here we go. Let's stuff these together. Let's stuff these peppers. So, Trace, this is where we have a little fun. If you were with me, the kids were here, whatever it might be, we'd be doing this together. Cheese Whiz, I think you said it's a first for the show, right?
It is absolutely a first for Cityline, but I will say that proudly. I also feel that food should be fun. Lighten up a little bit. If Cheese Whiz is the cheese we're using, along with provolone, so be it. And would you suggest anything other than the provolone, Chef?
But you can also use a Swiss. You could use maybe a Gouda, but I will tell you, because again, you said it's meant to be fun. But if we were in Philadelphia, the only thing that you can use is a good American cheese and maybe a little bit of that provolone and this Wits. They say Wits. Wits is with onion and a little bit of this beautiful Cheese Whiz. So it might not be the prettiest, but I will tell you, Tracy, these are delicious. And guess what? These are healthy, Trace. Look at these. Did you see? So I've taken out my peppers. We've roasted them in the oven, the power of TV. I filled them with our meat mixture. We've got our stuffed Philly cheese steak peppers. Look at that, Trace.
That looks amazing. Stuffed peppers will always be a win by me because it tastes like the real thing, but you're getting a boost of veggie in there at the same time. It looks amazing, Chef. That recipe is on cityline.tv if you want to follow along. I think that's a great